All right, this morning, a growing number of Democrats are upset with President Obama over his new decision to delay executing an executive order when it comes to immigration reforms.
The president thinks it should wait until, oh, isn't this convenient, after the November elections. But don't accuse the president of playing politics. No sirree.
They were concerned the public wouldn't support what you did.
What I'm saying is that I'm going to act because it's the right thing for the country. But it's going to be more sustainable and more effective if the public understands what the facts are on immigration, what we've done on unaccompanied children, and why it's necessary.
Scott Rasmussen is the president of the Rasmussen Media Group. He joins us live in the studio. Scott, he says it's not politics, and yet this president and this White House famous for doing only things that are related to politics.
Well, and actually, I would call this damage control, not politics. You know, I was a young hockey goalie back in the good old days, and my coach said you'd never get stuck in the middle. If you're going to go out and cut down the angle, go out and cut down the angle. If you're going to stay back in the net, stay back. When you stop halfway, you're vulnerable all around. And that's what the president has done. He raised hopes in June. He dashed them now.
By the end of the summer, I'm going to pull the trigger.
And he also, he depressed his base, but he also energized the Republican base.
Which he did, too, because he was honest. And he said, when those kids started coming across, everything changed. Oops, did I expose the reasons behind it? Representative Gutierrez is really hopeful that the president was going to do something on immigration reform. Here's what he said yesterday.
Playing it safe is what is going on at the White House and among Democratic circles, and playing it safe means walking away from our values and our principles. Playing it safe might win an election. Sometimes you lose an election playing it safe also, but it's almost never leads to fairness, to justice, and to good public policy that you can be proud of.
Okay, so that's what he says. You know, there's a lot at stake here regarding the balance of power in the U.S. Senate. We're talking about Barack Obama's legacy. You take a look right now, 53 Democrats plus 2 independents who caucus with Democrats, 45 Republicans right now. Republicans need a net gain of 6 for control, and if they have that, that changes everything. And this just, if he's putting things off, that shows you there's trouble.
Well, sure, they're nervous, and I think it's fair to say the Latino base will be depressed, but it only really has one, it'll affect just one race for the Senate, and that's in Colorado. Most of the rest of the states, this will not have a huge impact. However, I think, Steve, you're wrong. It's not just about getting 6 seats. The real story is looking to 2016. If the Republicans get to 51 or 52, they're going to face a real tough map in 2016. The Republicans will be favored to win the White House. The new Republican president would want to have a Republican Senate, and that means the Republicans need to set their sights higher this year. It's going to be a long shot, but they want to get a lot of those open
Because
seats.
almost everyone agrees there has been no wave yet. It's going to, each one is an individual battle. Let's look at the columns that you say are vulnerable Democrats, and I think we agree. Mark Pryor is now trailing by 4 points over in Arkansas. Mary Landrieu is trailing by within 3 points over in Louisiana. And Kay Hagan maybe have a 1-point advantage over in North Carolina.
Well, those 3 Democrats are in strongly Republican states right now, states where the president is unpopular, where his health care law is unpopular. That's not a surprise, those 3 senators. The fact that we're talking about races in Colorado and
Massachusetts.
Iowa, maybe Massachusetts for a governor's race, but we've got a big race in Michigan. We've got Alaska in play. There's enough seats where you could say, hey, these seats are all toss-ups right now. Could still go either way. Sure. But if they break for the Republicans, it's a big story.
Exit question, does the Republican Party take the Senate, yes or no?
Yes.
But the margin is what you find.
The margin is what matters.
All right. And that's the key. All right, Scott, thank you very much.
All right, Scott, good to see you. I'll shake your hand on the break, I promise.